The room settles into a dreary mood, students and teacher alike trying to get back on track after the festival. I figure last week must have been frantic for everyone. Dong, 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 dong. Not a minute too soon the lunch bell rings. Thank God. Make way! Important business! I turn my head just in time to see the other people scatter out of the way as someone charges from the far end of the corridor towards the stairwell. It's too late to realise that I'm standing in the middle of the corridor directly in the way of the oncoming human projectile. Easy, isn't it? I try to skip back towards the doorway. Unfortunately, the person running towards me dodges in the same direction. In the following fraction of a second, several things come to mind in sequence, yet almost simultaneously. First, I recognise that the girl who was on a collision course with me is Amy. Second, I realise that it feels somehow very natural to be tackled by Amy once again. I could feel almost comfortable if not for the reflexive panic and terror. Third, Amy seems to be carrying a foot-tall stack of papers while running in the hallway. She crashes into me, but at least the impact was a grazing one on my arm this time. Owie! Why does this always happen to me? Gee, I wonder, could it possibly have anything to do with you running through the corridor like you were on fire? She whimpers regretfully, looking like a hurt puppy. The sight makes me regret my snappish comment. The very instant it emerges from my lips. Yeah, that's the problem with Amy, she'll kill you with that gaze. But I was in a hurry. I can tell. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Oh God, that face. That face. Amy wails weakly one last time and rubs her forehead as if to expel the ache while her gaze sweeps over the hallway floor. As she notices her neat stack of papers spread all over the floor in one big mess, she lets out a horrified yelp. Ah! The printouts! Oh no 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 no! What am I going to do? Teacher will give me hell if these get dirty. I'll probably be fine. Let's gather them back up. It won't be a problem. Shut up, phone. We quickly round up the papers and Amy tries to sort the scattered pile in her hands back into the orderly stack it was. Where are you going? Nowhere in particular, I guess. I didn't want to be left alone with Mateo in the classroom. I think he has a hangover. Have you eaten lunch? Not yet. I'm not feeling very hungry anyway. She looks at me with incredulously, as if doubting my sanity for letting such a thing out of my mouth. She should be doubting why she let anything else out of her mouth in the, recent past. She go to the roof. I promised Rin and I eat lunch with. What? I promised Rin I would eat lunch with her. I bet she'd like company. I bet she would. Uh-oh. My lunches with Rin have been remarkably unsuccessful. They turn into dinners in no time. I know where this conversation is going, and it's hard to not get drawn along, so I have little choice but to play ball. This is correct. Okay, I'll go pick up some bread or something first. Amy smiles brightly before I say anything further. No, I'll go and deliver these super quick and then go buy lunch for us. And Rin too, of course. What kind of bread do you like? The yeasty kind. It's fine. You really don't need to. Don't worry, it's alright. Consider it an apology. I'll be back before you know it. That's what I'm worried about. Don't get into another accident. Amy starts walking down the hall, but since she's talking to me, she isn't watching where she's going. I won't. Famous last words, she's already jogging down the stairs as she shouts that not so reassuring promise back to me. Sighing quietly, I start plodding along in her wake, but instead of taking the stairs down, I climb... Wait, what? Taking the stairs down, I climb upwards. The stairwell up to the roof is unlit and just as creepy as it was before. The door squeaks weakly in protest as I push it open. Oh, close enough. Rin is there too, like Emmy said, lying on her back on the other end of the pebble-covered rooftop for some reason. Predicting something unnecessarily strange again, I walk to her as slowly as possible. Hello? She sounds very drowsy as she says that, stretching the end of the word with a slurred voice. Despite that, her eyes are wide open. You should teabag her. This is a great opportunity just to teabag her. I look down at her, my shadow overlapping her face. What are you doing? Rin raises an eyebrow. I thought you had a heart problem, not an eye problem. She answers, challenging the rationale of my perfectly valid question without even tilting her head to look at me. Rin's smart-ass comments are infuriating. The worst thing is that I'm not sure if she's doing it on purpose or not. I don't think she is. Alright then, let me rephrase. Why are you lying on your back on the rooftop? She gives a lazy shrug and sniffs dismissively. I'm trying to experience. People probably don't do this enough. It's true. When was the last time you, the viewer, the watcher, when was the last time you lied on your back on top of a rooftop, huh? Huh? Go and do it. Right after this video. You have to, watch the rest of this video, but after you've done that, liked, favorited, and subscribed, go and lie on a rooftop. You must. I order you to. What exactly are you trying to experience here? I can't really tell, but there's probably a reason people don't do whatever. She's playing dodgeball with me again, answering my attempt at a small talk with riddles I don't want to puzzle out. But I don't want to ignore her either. Yeah, but the reason is that everyone is too busy with their lives to pay attention to the really important things. Like watching the sky? She tears her gaze away from the sky and finally looks straight at me. The penetrating deepness of her eyes once she focuses them on something is startling. If you were a girl, I could see your panties. Or, if I was a guy just wearing a dress, you would also still be able to see my panties. And most likely, if I was a guy wearing panties, you would probably be able to see my dick too, because the panties would be too small, so, your dick would be poking out the side. Okay, anyway. If I was a girl, I wouldn't come this close to anyone who tried to sneak a peek at my panties. I have that much common sense. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't either, but sometimes it can't be avoided. Like now, for example. Tell you the truth, I don't even really want to peek at your panties though. Are you sure? I've had a lot of people say that, and next thing I know, when I've been standing over top of you, they've had a sneak peek. Underpants are the soul of a girl, are they? You shouldn't peek at someone else's soul, even if you are not a girl. Oh, well, there you go. Alright, life lessons with Rin. Don't peek at a girl's soul, aka her underwear. As a guy, I guess I can understand that. To us, they're some sort of half-mythical object that we can't quite comprehend. No, they're more or less an object that we need to remove in order to do our business correctly. Yeah, that's exactly how I think about them too. What a coincidence. Hey, since Emmy's not here, maybe we should both just remove our souls and, get to it. It really is. So, did you have a world history in the morning class? Wait, what? Did you have world history in the morning class? I skipped class. To do this? Well, I'm not actually doing what it looks like I am doing. Or at least I think that what I am doing doesn't look like what I look like. But from your this is confusing me. But from your perspective. Probably. Yeah, I skipped class to do this. I guess whatever your reason is, it's as good as any. Giving in to the tired feeling in my legs, I sit down on the roof next to Rin. The pebbles are not the most comfortable bed in the world, but if she can't stand it, then I should be able to as well. What are you waiting for? Try it. I bend my neck backwards to take a look where she is looking. The silvery blue sky, dotted by herds of cloud sheep, fills my field of vision entirely. While it's pretty, the view is nothing special, even though the weather is fair. You have to have imagination, Hisao. See, that's what you're lacking. Maybe Rin will give you some. I give a shrug, trying my best to imitate the nonchalant manner in which Rin seems to have evolved to perfection, and lie down on my back. The stones poke at my back through my thin shirt whenever. I shift my weight even a little, forcing me to keep as still as possible. I try to ignore the discomfort and myself, instead concentrating on the vastness over us. Far above, the summer clouds drift soundlessly across the dome of the sky. Neither of us have anything more to say, thus silence covers the rooftop. You know, Emi's gonna come up here and be like, what the fuck are you two doing laying on the ground? The subdued noises of students on their lunch break, cicadas in the trees and traffic buzzing past the school are humming pleasantly somewhere in the background. Listen, I had a great time yesterday. Did you? Well, to be honest, no. But it was alright. It was probably the longest time I've ever sat in one place with a girl without doing anything, which is kind of impressive. I sit in one place all the time for countless hours and do nothing. Why, I mean, you know, on my computer or gaming. I try to make it sound as convincing as possible. Is that impressive? I think it is. I'm usually too restless to do anything like that. I think I had a good time too. A cloud passes above us, casting its shadow on the school. A chill surges through me from the sudden change of sunlight to shade. I realise that summer is not in its full bloom quite yet. Yes, same here. It's raining outside at the moment when it's supposed to be summer. Well, I think it's supposed to be spring, actually. The only measure of time passing is the slow pace of the clouds moving towards the town. Stray beams of golden sunlight leak through the gaps, blinding me for a moment whenever they hit me directly in the eyes. The blue of the sky looks so unreachable. This reminds me of a time I spent in the hospital where I was bored out of my mind on a daily basis. Somehow, it didn't matter after a while. I learned to appreciate other things besides watching TV and gossiping with people I don't even like. A comprehensive sensation of calmness spreads from my sight to the other senses, finally hitting my brain. An airplane zooms by, leaving two thin contrails in its wake, like a pair of chalk lines drawn from one end of the sky to the other. I wonder where it's heading to. The low din of its engines carries all the way down to my ears, although it's barely audible over the racket from the quad. It's nice. It's nice, but I don't understand why this is more important than going to class. Isn't it good to do something you like? Every once in a while? Of course, but what are you doing? Emi has snuck on, I told you, has snuck up on us without entering, without either noticing, and is only a step away from me, holding several packages wrapped in plastic film in her arms. She leans forwards and peeks over me, overshadowing my face almost exactly the same way I overshadowed Rin before. I wonder how weird this looks, the two of us lying on our backs on the rooftop. I told you! You didn't listen to me, but I told you. That's what I asked too. I would be more concerned about what you are doing, if I were you. I wouldn't come that close to people who could see your panties. Ren! It's true, I could have seen Emi's panties. Take a sneak peek at her soul. Emi's voice is scandalised, although knowing Emi and what she likes to get up to in the shed, I wouldn't be surprised if she weren't wearing any. Emi's voice is scandalised, but she quickly takes a step backward, pressing her hands against the front of her skirt so abruptly that the parcels of bread she was carrying fall. I quickly avert my eyes and glance angrily at Rin. She pretends not to see me. Hisao isn't like that, right? Right. Emi scowls at Rin and crouches down to pick up the packages. She wipes the dust off them and skips lithely around to Rin's other side where she sets herself down. Anyway, here's your bread. Sorry it took a while. That's alright, thanks for treating me. I pull myself up into sitting position and gracefully accept the bread Emi is offering. All three of us ravenously dig into the simple meal. The bread is surprisingly decent and really fills my stomach. Bread's bad for you. I follow from the corner of my eye the skill with which Rin handles her bread between her feet. I haven't seen you on the track in a few days. Oh, right. I figured it was too heavy a routine for me to start with. So you've been doing something else? I've been considering my options. That's not doing something else. You haven't been doing shit. Yeah, Emmy's pissed with you. Not surprised. She frowns but doesn't pursue the issue further, for which I'm thankful. Emmy seems pretty headstrong and I wouldn't really want to get pestered by her about this on a daily basis. I have enough burdens to bear with Shizune and Misha already. We barely finish the lunch before the bell rings, calling us back to our classrooms. Oh, not you. Chan! Misha waves at me as soon as I enter and starts talking before I even make my way across the classroom. How was your festival? Did you have fun? Still somewhat undecided on that. I'd say probably. Why? Wahahaha! Just asking, just asking. Her eyes glint in a way that tells me she's not just asking. I can even start to guess her motives though. Not hard to guess Misha's motives. As the well-timed entrance of the English teacher prevents us from talking further, Misha falls back to plan B. I was there all day with Shi-chan. We had a lot of fun. Were you supposed to be doing work? Don't worry, everything went really well. I don't reply to that, and she leaves me alone after Shizune demands her attention. Oh, good, thank God. My own attention, on the other hand, is directed out the window. Now you're daydreaming like Rin. She's getting to you. Now that I look at it from here, through the window and the foliage, just outside, the sky seems smaller. I catch only a small glimpse of blue. Everything else is a clutter of noise right in the middle of my field of vision. What experience did Rin want out of staring at the sky? Surely she's done it before. Everyone has. It's no use trying to guess her mind, but if I don't do that, then I have no excuse for not concentrating on the teacher's words. I look at the scribbles appearing on the blackboard, trying to figure out their meaning with little success. English really is not my favourite subject. We have a strong mutual dislike for each other. I agree. Well, maybe not English, but math I would have to say is one of those topics. Thick, hot afternoon light invades the corridor, making the air feel heavy and lazy. Like me. Ooh, just burnt myself. My body feels weighed down by it as I drag it 2 doors down the hallway to the art classroom. Maybe this is part of the reason why I didn't join any clubs before. Afternoons just aren't suited for activity. Ooh, this is interesting. Maybe. Oh, this guy looks pretty badass. Is he blind? Is that why he's wearing glasses? I'm just saying, his glasses make him look like a badass. Interesting. This guy looks normal. This isn't me, is it? I really hope that's not me. No, that's not me. Rin's kinda gazing off out into the distance. I knock on the door of the art room and open it. A girl who is possibly doing something important with the scroll of paper she's carrying turns to reckon me, and smiles in a sweet, if a bit confused manner. Hello? This is the art club, right? Yep. You interested in joining? Yeah, in fact I might have already done so, but we'll see. I give her a weak smile and she looks like she's got the haircut of an 80-year-old, and her own widens a notch, making me feel a lot less nervous. Great, have a seat then. We'll start when the teacher gets here. Without even scouting the room for a good spot, I walk quickly to the back of the room and settle myself on a free seat apart from everyone else. A few other members are lounging in their seats waiting for the teacher. Rin sits alone in a window seat looking outside. She's the only person here that I know, although a guy I've never really got along with from my own class is here too. Oh great, we're gonna get into fights. Nobody else comes to greet me. Maybe introductions are left for later, so I just settle for silent observation as well. One boy has sunglasses on, an odd sight indoors. Were we not at Yamaku? I'll bet he's the blind student Rin was talking about. Oh, there you go, see? Oh, I didn't realise his cane before. There was a cane there. The wait proves to be extremely short. Nomaya walks over to stand behind his desk in 3 long strides, then given a smile and a flamboyant greeting. Yeah, well, it would be flamboyant wearing that very pink jacket. I can't remember this guy's voice, I'm going to have to try again. Good afternoon, everyone! I think it was English. First things first, Hisao, there is a new member. So everyone get along with him. He winks at me unsettlingly. All 8 members of the club, including myself, answer his greeting with considerably less enthusiasm. Still, people finally straighten up their seats and begin to pay attention. I think some of you still have projects to work on, so please continue with those if you like. As for the rest, I was thinking that today we could do some rough studies. How does that sound? Nobody answers except with some unintelligible murmurs which Nomaya apparently interprets as unanimous approval. As any teacher would. Alright then! Everyone not working on other projects, choose a partner and draw a sketch of one another. Ooh, this will be interesting. We get to draw a sketch of Rin. Oh god, it's going to be horrible. She'll hate us. No. You should be able to complete this today, but if not, we can continue it next time or even do it again if you find it interesting. Remember to pay attention to lighting and shadow, and give it your best! Peering up, I feel pretty awkward about it, hardly knowing anyone here. I wish someone would ask me to be their partner. People stand up and move their chairs closer together, but nobody comes to me. Oh, forever alone. Pretty soon, everyone else has paired off. Friends team up with each other, but I'm left alone. Well, there is Rin. She's sitting in the furthest corner of the classroom, still staring out the window and seemingly uninterested in taking part in the exercise. Since she's the only other one without a partner, I walk to her seat. It's gonna look pretty desperate of you going to her because she's the only one left, so she's gonna be like, oh, you're the only one left, huh? I can't see her face because her hair is covering most of it, and she's looking away from me. Rin? I call out to her. No response. Hey, want to partner up? You're the only one I know here. She seems to finally acknowledge my presence, head turning like a robot as she looks to see who is addressing her. Rin doesn't answer, and I don't want to repeat the question either. I'm sure she heard it for the first time. Why doesn't she say anything? It can't be such an awful fate to be paired up with me, can it? Oh, I don't know. She doesn't look at my face, and instead stares directly at my chest and stomach. Oh, okay, why not? Okay, good, great. I'll get the stuff for us. Looking at the equipment, Nomaya has prepared for today's meeting Wait, what? Nomaya has prepared for today's meeting confuses me. Instead of graphite or pencils, we are apparently supposed to do ink sketches. Oh god, that's going to be worse. I've never done anything like that before. The teacher, however, seems confident in my abilities to adapt to this medium. Simple! First you do the outlines in ink, you let them dry, and then you shade with the diluted ink. This is called India ink. It works like watercolors. If you are uncomfortable with it, use a pen instead of a brush for the outlines. Got it. I pick up paper, water cups, one pen for me, one brush for Rin, and ink for both of us, then return to Rin. Grabbing a vacated chair from nearby, I seat myself directly opposite her. Do you want me to do it with my foot or my mouth? Well, depends what we're talking about. Are you going to be asking the same question when we, get in bed? Okay, Hisao, do you want it by the foot or the mouth? Hopefully with more enthusiasm, I'd say that. I'm going to leave it there before we get to do this really shitty painting of Rin. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next part. Bye!